Hi, how you doing? I'm WhiteCrow. I had a lot of people ask me about quite a few things on my last particular video on the bug out bag, on the big one. That was for long term, when you're going to bug out, you got to bug out. You take everything you need. Now there was a few things I didn't have in there that I keep in my mini pack. And my mini pack is just to get me to my big bag. And basically that's what this is. Just a little tiny thing I can take here and, do that with. Very durable, very tough. And I always have my canteen. Well, it's not my canteen, it's actually a thermos. And I like to keep it because, it keeps my things hot or cold, whatever I want. And of course my thermos, and it is in a camo deal. So if I'm bugging out and I don't want to be seen, there you go. But if I do want to be seen, white t-shirt gets you everywhere. It's a shotgun shell. Check that out. Now that's a thermos, huh? You see? Look at that. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, spin it off the top. Hot and cold. Either way you want it. Good thing it is you can filter fresh water in here from your filtering system. Or put water in here. I carry bottled water in here, but I just keep because I can do pretty much anything with it. Put my tablets in there for water purification and everything. It's very durable and it's metal also. All metal, no glass on the inside. So I'm going to put that over there, but I got my little bag. And I want to show you some of those things that I didn't keep in my big bag because if I got my big bag, I already got all my other gear. And I know that because that's where my big bag is. This is a small one that I like to keep in my truck. And I keep a knife in there. And it's a very simple one, but it is very, very sharp. And you can do anything with it. That's a very important thing to have. I have two sizes knives actually that I keep. One is a fork and spoon knife type set, camping gear set, and the other one is this one right here. And also in this little bug out bag. Now see this one right here. It's got a handle. It also has a deal for straps, so if I want to put it over myself. And it has one front pocket, a little one right here. This one right here. Usually keep my emergency medicine, asthma spray or something like that right there, since I am an asthmatic. But I'm going to show you what I keep in this thing. And remember, this one is just to get to your main bug out bag. So this is out if you're out there and you're trying to get home. This should have enough supplies in here for a couple days for you, 2-3 days. And it does, and it's not that big at all. I can throw it into my desk, I can throw it on the floor of my car, my trunk, anywhere, very lightweight, and it opens all the way in the front. So if I need to do something, I can unzip it all the way down, throw it down like that, and pop the thing open, and I have everything I need. I mean, just like that. Okay, so I have in this, one of my favorites, Mountain House Pro-Pack Beef Stew. That's what I use, just that thing right there. And the good thing is, see, it's all freeze-dried, and dehydrated food the same way. You can eat this without water. You just take a little bit, peel it off, put it in there, let the moisture of your mouth get into it, and once it moistens right up, then you get the full flavor of everything. So it's very important to understand that in dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, you really don't have to have water. You have water to drink, but you can take a little bit and put it in there. Don't do too much. Because it does swell up. You do a whole lot and get it in your system, you could have too much and you have problems. So just a small amount at a time. And that's very important to understand. You can make these things last for a long time. That right there for me is 2 days worth of food. Easy. Easy. Okay, we have that there. Let me move this back a little further. And of course we have the ever-present toilet paper in plastic. Now, my other bag is waterproof. This one isn't. Therefore, everything is in plastic. Or in its own container where you don't have to worry about water and moisture getting in. Okay, Mountain House, we got that there. Plastic bags. This is the one I keep my bags in. I usually keep bags in my big bag too. But like I said, if I get to that, I got my other satchel that has everything else. And then the game's on. This will give me enough equipment, supplies that I need to get me home or to where my big bag is if I'm in another town and it's in a motel room or something, not in my car if I'm going to eat or whatever. I keep a gallon size one, Ziploc. And, I keep a very large one of the big black trash bags. This folds out. I can make a little poncho out of it. You know, put it where the open end is down, and then where the corners are, you just make slits, and you can put your arms through them and put a hole in the top, put it right over your head. It's a perfect poncho. Got a hat. Rainy day, most of you's going to be dry. Okay, or if you're going to go, you want to make a pillow or something, you can stuff it full of grass and lay down and use it. Or if you got kids, think about that. Kids love pillows. You know, hell, I love a pillow. Okay, and then I have this old bread bag, and this one, you know, it's definitely a gallon or over, and I use it, you know, for other gear in here that I might need to keep dry in here. That's what all this is for. So, you know, if you can handle the rain, I love the environment. I walk all day in the rain, no problem. You know, I am into testing myself, that's for sure, and I still do it, almost 60 years old. Paracord, I got a lot of this right here. Put that back here. And I say, you know, you want to have 25 feet, 50 feet of the, you know, I have the larger size. But you can get the smaller size. Very good stuff, very good. It's really necessary in all of your bags. Okay, and it's just like I have in my big bag. I have something that lasts a while. Pistachio nuts right here. These are long lasting, good protein. And also, I think I have some more. Yes, I do. I have some almonds. These are very good too. Good proteins and carbs and stuff in them. You know, natural stuff. It gives your body the energy it needs. And also remember, if you're in the sun where it's very hot, travel in the mornings and the afternoon, you know, later afternoons towards the evening. If you travel when it's really hot, you're going to have to use more water. And if you're in an area where there isn't any water, you're in trouble. Okay, so remember, ration your water, definitely. Also, and it's a little chilly out here today, so I have a sweater on and everything, but I always have one of these in everything that I have. And this is called a space emergency blanket. It's a little silver one. They come in gold and other colors too. And that keeps 99% of your heat in. I'm telling you, they worked. I've used them in the snow and ice in emergency situations, and glad I had it. Put it right around me and put my jacket on. It was great. And then I have my fishing gear. Since we live in a river, in areas where there's a lot of rivers and lakes, I'll get up a little closer. Don't you see that? It's got hooks and little weights and bobbers and everything else. It needs a stick, you know. So that's just so I can fish. And if I'm gone out there, I got this food that'll last me. But this is it, you know. So the essentials are your water and your food. You know, and of course your luxury items are, you know, your toilet paper, of course. You gotta watch out what leaves you grab. And then, of course, I have, as I have in all things, a flashlight. It's one of them little mini ones I showed you in the other one. Let me get up here and show it to you. LED, very good. Matter of fact, it might have batteries in it. Let's see. This is your light kit, as I call it. If I'm in a situation, emergency, disaster, and there's a gas leak, do not hit your flashlight button. Do not turn it on. Use one of these calamine, I don't know how you spell it. It's a light stick. You take it, you bend it, break it open, shake it, bingo, you got light. This is chemical, no sparks, no electricity, no interaction where you could set that gas off. You don't want to do that. Very, very important. In the last 12 hours. Okay, here we go. AAA batteries. Very important to have because of the backup battery for this flashlight. Now, as you can see, it is just a small LED flashlight. It has 3 settings. This little thing on here, when your batteries get low, it'll flash. And it'll let you know they're gonna, but it has a dim one, then it has a brighter one, then it has a flash. Now that flash, you can actually use if somebody's coming at you as a defensive thing. Boom. You put that flash in their face at nighttime, and it's very distracting. They're not going to be able to just keep looking at it. They're going to have to look away. So it's a deterrent. And imagine if all your family's got one and somebody's out there and you hit them all with it, and then you can protect yourself. If you have to, you take the individual out. There ain't no games there in a survival situation. We want to live peaceful, but we're not going to be stupid. Somebody tries to attack you, you defend yourself. Okay, so I'm putting this back in my bag here and zip-locking it up. Okay, and first aid kit, yes. Here's my first aid kit. I always keep one. I load it myself. You can buy these, but I put all kinds of extra stuff in here. You know, extra Band-Aids, everything like that. This is just to get me point A, point B. I got chapstick in here, you know, gloves, you know, because of the types of diseases that are bloodborne now and everything. You want to be careful if you're helping somebody. Because most of the time in a disaster situation, you're going to help somebody. Let's be real. That's in our nature. And then we're going to go take care of ourselves. That's the way I am usually. I got throat lozenges in here. All kinds of little goodies, you know, things, stuff to, if you got sinus problems and everything, that, aspirin, ibuprofen, other things. You know, you set your little first aid kit up for you. But always remember, if you got prescription medications, keep extras in all of your bags. Okay, what else we got here? Pepper spray, just a simple thing. Buy it for a couple bucks at any AutoZone, Kragen or whatever, what do they call them now? O'Reilly's, any place like that, any store you can get them at. You just flip the little deal over, hit it, you got yourself about a 5-second spray directly in somebody's face and eyes, along with the light shining on them. And then you got your pepper spray, you got a pretty good deterrent right there, and then you can just hit them, boom, and get away. They want to take your stuff, take theirs, after you've defended yourself. But anyway, we don't go there. What else we have? Yes, sir, one of my favorite. It's a whistle. Also, little whistle there. Got a compass here, and with the Earth's magnetic change, what good is the compass going to do, huh? Then I have a magnifying glass that's in it also. It's a little slice thing right here on the side. You get a thermometer right there, little clip to clip on your pack. So if you're trying to get somebody's attention out there for help, whatever, that's going to get you a lot of attention real quick. But the thermometer is definitely worth. The compass is right there, just works fantastic. Handy little tool to have an emergency survival, or just carry around on your keychain. Got a little hunting shack. Okay, everybody knows me. I always keep a 5-hour or two in their emergency situation. I know me. I'm going to be needing a little energy, being older and stuff of this nature, so a 5-hour kind of picks me up just a little bit, but it doesn't have the caffeine effects, no shake, no nothing. All vitamins. It's to me, it's a no-brainer. You know, I don't use them all the time, but when you need them, that's probably one of the best things you can get without getting all tweaked out. Okay, purification tablets. Everybody knows about these already. You can buy them at any camping store or anything. One is for purifying your water. The other is to take the nasty taste once the water is purified out, if there's a nasty taste. Don't leave home without them. And this is something that's simple. These are tablets. Boom, boom, boom. You just drop in your canteen, put some water in there, drop those tablets in, follow the directions on them, close it up, shake it up, let it sit there for the allotted amount of time, take the top out, and then follow the instructions on the other bottle to drop how many tablets in to let it sit for a while. But, you know, Giardia, things of this nature, you want good, clean water. Don't take no chances. You know, filter it through a bandana or a t-shirt or even, you know, your sweater, whatever. Main particulates out, get in, and then purify your water. Don't take any chances with yourself, your kids, your family, nobody. Nothing to mess with. Giardia is bad news, along with other types of waterborne diseases and bacterium and things of that nature. Okay, here's my, this little bag has all my main first aid equipment. This is the one that, the red one is the one that clips right onto the outside of the pack, really. That's where I usually have it. Everybody sees red, they know what that means. On the inside I have another small one. These are the medications that I have put together myself, herbs, extractums, things that I use because I'm, you know, man, I'm into nature, I'm a shaman. This is, you know, I live nature, you know. I don't put anything in my body that hasn't been proven to have no side effects. So far I'm doing pretty good. But anyway, 2 little kits. This one's got 2 zipper pocket, and so while this one's out, this one's got smelling salts and just a little bit of everything in it. A little more in depth than the first one. Okay, throw it in that pile right there. Notice your stuff needs to be durable. Okay, a poncho, even though we have the bags. These things come in yellow and red and clear, and I like blue, so I got blue. It's a poncho, you open it up, it's got a little hood and everything, put over you in the rain, you're okay. You can also use it to extract water out of the ground, as well as these plastic bags, but that's another video. I will be doing that for you. And some warmers, hotties. These things, you take them out of their package, just move them around in your hands, stick them in your pockets, jacket pockets, whatever, and they warm right up and they stay warm for hours. These things right here on a cold night in the winter, or a cold day in the winter, cold night in the summer, whatever, and you all know the desert does get cold at nighttime. But the fact of the matter is, these things are awesome. These don't leave got to have them in your pack. If you can't get a fire going, you can keep your hands warm in cold conditions with these right here. Okay. Right over here, it's my dogs are chasing a squirrel. Right here I have Repel. It's a pump action, right there. And you just insects, all that type of stuff. Summer is coming on. That's why I'm doing this mini pack one right now. And insects are out. Pay attention. Good stuff right there. Repel 100 insect repellent. Oh yes, and it says 100% DEET. That keeps every damn thing away. Okay, for your lips, Carmex. Must have. A lighter. 20th century, folks. Not only do I have a regular lighter, but I have my favorite, the Magstone wood scraper. Start a fire anywhere, anytime. Practice with this stuff. Don't just look at the video and everything and think you can do it, or go buy a book and think you can do it. Go out and do this stuff. Go camping once a week or once every 2 weeks with your family. And create, take your bug out bags and everything like that. Use these types of equipment. Stay in communication. I also, 24/7, I have a radio on me. It has little sideband channels they call privacy channels. Everybody should have one. You can talk person to person. Your whole family can be on one channel and be safe, where everybody's at, what's going on in an emergency situation. Also, if you need security, somebody sitting on your roof with a radio, seeing anybody, any direction coming towards your house and your family, you have early warning right off the top. Communications must have in an emergency disaster situation, whether it's man-made or nature-made. Of course, and then here's another type of whistle. I keep 2 whistles in my pack because I'm usually never alone, or I'm trying to help somebody. If we don't have the radios, then we can toot every once in a while on the whistle, so we can stay within a certain distance of each other, and nobody can get lost. I don't want to go searching for anybody anymore. I did a lot of search parties. Okay, and then the simple thing with the the fork and the spoon and a knife. And the really cool thing is this comes apart. So you get a fork and a spoon and a knife. They hook right together. This, my friends, comes from Ozark Trail. As soon as I seen them, I got them. They were just perfect, what I always needed. Have them in every single one of my packs now. Look at, throwing it down, I don't care. You know what I mean? Durable. They want my 5 hour. Okay. I'm not your typical, I live life, I enjoy life, I like to show you this stuff, so I'm just being me and you, that's what this is all about. Bottled water, I always keep 2, 3, sometimes 4 in my pack, just depends, but I never have less than 2, but today I had this and I had some hot stuff in it, coming through the woods and everything, and to my favorite table right here, a friend of mine made for me, and so I drank my other one. but I keep the empties because I can, always put more water in, purify it. Okay, what else do we have here? And here's a pocket knife, a standard little pocket knife with a serrated edge. And the reason I do that is because if there's something, and if I trap and get some meat and everything that I really need to get through some gristle, this particular knife right here, very sharp at the tip, a lot of serration right here, so I can get through tendons and everything a lot easier. Yes, it is a lock blade. Any knife you get, I would advise to be a lock blade unless it's a long blade for your side. And I don't carry those in town and stuff like that. Sometimes law enforcement frown on that. They think, oh, it's a knife, a weapon, well, who are they going to kill? Well, most of us aren't that way. So they're a tool to us. So there you go. Only other thing I carried, my friends, is my MP3 player and some headphones. I keep it in there because I use that every day, so it shows you how integrated preparedness is in my life, and you can make it part of your life. If I have this in the office or something, under the desk, or I go give a talk somewhere and I throw it in my back of my vehicle, or I just set it in the corner of the store, and then we have an earthquake or something major happens and I can't get back home for a day or two, no problem. I'll be okay. I'll find communication. I'll be able to communicate with my family. It's just what I do, and I'll be able to get out of this situation. But this is what we have. And be prepared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Now, everybody's going to be scared, and adrenaline's going to be pumping in an emergency situation. But when you are prepared, and you know you have your gear, and something happens, you're ready, you're happy, and you're confident. And I'm going to put this stuff back in my pack in a minute here. Excuse me. But I'm going to move some more solar panels over here for the next section there for you, because you're going to learn a bit about making power in the middle of nowhere. Okay, this is WhiteCrow. Peace out.